Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Namaste. I always mispronounce that sometimes. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our podcast today. We are so pleased that you are with us today. As you come in, please come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. Of course, we got to do our little housekeeping before we get ready to discuss Terrell Owens. I don't know if you all heard what Terrell Owens' family has said recently. We got to talk about it, Black family. We gotta shut this down. We're getting ready to get into it in just a moment. Just come in giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Sure to like and share. Please make sure that you text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. We would certainly appreciate that. Also, we want you to know that tomorrow is Wednesday. And what's Wednesday? Wednesday evenings is when I drop my exclusive VIP mastermind. Is when I drop a principle, a spiritual principle, a metaphysical principle each week. I elaborate on it, and I'm there to directly answer some of your questions. So you want to go to clubvicky.com to join for the first month, $1. You can't beat that with the stick. Shout out to you, Silent Production, for your gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. So family, you don't want to miss that. Clubvicky.com. I'm telling you, for those of you that had access to the 2-hour angel course, the course on angels, it was absolutely amazing. We're receiving all kinds of testimonies and synchronicities, and it was just amazing. If you join clubvicky.com, you will get access to that. And for those of you that just paid for the Angel Mastermind, you can go to Fly Nubian Mastermind. For that was where you go. That's where you went to sign up if you just wanted to do the Angel course. The replay is there for those of you that already paid. So stay tuned, because I know some folks saying, "Oh, I wish I could have joined," and so forth. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Again, family, come on in, giving us a thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. I've got something I need to take care of here in a little bit, so I'm going to try to get done in a little bit of a shorter time. So we'll hopefully be able to stick to that. Shout out to my Instagram family. Instagram, get ready to please come on over to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Shout out to you, North Philly. Shout out to you, DX Muhammad. Shout out to Wall Street and others that are in the digital Instagram building. And I am Ramadan and others. By the way, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Now let's get ready to get into it. I'm going to play for you a little bit of audio from Terrell Owens. Of course, many of you probably know already who he is. He is a very prominent football star and athlete. In the wake of this holy uprising, in the wake of not only Black resistance, but obviously the Black resistance has been to this outburst of white supremacist terrorist attacks that we've been experiencing here in America. He did an interview, and he was asked about his thoughts on it. And I want you to hear a little bit of what he said here in just a moment. But meanwhile, I'm going to read you a couple of excerpts, and then I'm going to break down why what he said was just absolutely a catastrophe. Now, I posted on Instagram and my Twitter page. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki, my last name first on Twitter. The thing that he said was about him being afraid to be a Black man here. And he continued, you're going to hear him talk about, he's going to continuously say the word fear and scared and all that, scared, scared, scared. And I'm going to break down for you why that's a problem. Now, this really should not be a trigger alert, my commentary. But I'm afraid it just might be because I saw a couple of comments after I posted it, and the comments came from a couple of males. And a couple of males were actually, kind of trying to defend this stuff. And this is not about trying to act like that the Black man is unable to be emotional and to share his thoughts or be afraid. It's a time and a place, and there is a consequence to you publicly making that known. And I'm going to tell you why that's extraordinarily dangerous. And in war, see, the Vicky Show is about giving you your war brief. Somebody talk Black to me. Where is my gavel? This is about you getting your war brief. So I'm supposed to give you for real, the goings on so that we can win. But it's going to take a little time, family. Anyway, let me get ready to show you this. Instagram, I'm going to need you to come on over to flynubianqueentv.com because I need to use this device. Thank you so very much. Again, family, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. I would love to see you there. Let me just finish posting this, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. While I'm doing this, family, help us inform other folk that the Vicky Show is on flynubianqueentv.com by giving us the big thumbs up, and by liking and sharing. Thank you so very much for doing that. Now, I wanted to kind of continue with a regular theme that I have on this show. And that's discussing the importance of the Black man taking his rightful role in his family and in Black society. Thank you, Ogun, for your kind words. I make the point always that the Black man is strategically targeted in a way unlike others, because by nature, he is supposed to provide and protect. Dear family, in war, when Black society is battling white supremacy, if our first line of defense, which is supposed to be the Black man, is not taking his rightful place, or if he is under attack, that puts all of us at risk. So it behooves each of us to be about that life of supporting the Black man and also encouraging him to rise to the occasion and to be what God has created him to be. Because if you don't, we're all made vulnerable if you don't take your rightful role. Shout out to you, Victor, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Now let's talk. Let me pull this up right now. Thank you so very much. And again, family, while I'm doing that, make sure that at the bottom of your screen that you hit share. copy the share link, and then share it out on all of your other social media platforms so that folks will know that the Vicky Show is on. Thank you so very much. So, copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. All right, family. So let us get ready to let us get ready to just get on. Let me show you what I posted on Instagram today. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. I'm always posting stuff there, insightful information. Okay, so this is what I posted there. And I use this particular picture of our brother Terrell Owens for a specific reason, and I'll explain more why in just a moment. I also want to let you know that the thoughts and opinions that are expressed on FlyNubianQueenTV.com and our affiliate networks may not necessarily be those of those networks, but they are my own. Somebody talk black to me. So Terrell Owens recently had a response to questions about what's going on in terms of Black men being under assault and so forth. You'll be able to hear a little bit of it. It's very brief, but I want you to listen very carefully. Shout out to you, Stay Positive, for your $50 gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you so much for supporting financially Black media. Now, family, what he's getting ready to say, though he's not going to use any curse words, I still want to warn you in case you have children, because I believe that his words are dangerous, even though he's not using one curse word. Just FYI, I'll explain more in just a moment.
Getting killed at an alarming rate now. And it's only a matter of time until they kill somebody, of somebody where they're not going to care, and it's going to create a riot. It's going to create more tension in the Black race and law enforcement. Mm-hmm. And you don't want it to get to that point, but at some point, it's like they're going to kill the wrong person. And it's just so unfortunate, man. But this is a systemic problem. This is the issue, and I think this is where you've heard, everybody from the Black community. This is what we've been talking about. This is why we as Black men, Black people, we're scared. And honestly, man, I really didn't think about it until just driving around.
Did you hear that? He said, we as Black men and we as Black people, we're scared, right? Well, speak for yourself. Speak for yourself, bruh. Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. Keep listening.
Honestly, it's scary to be a Black man in America, especially.
He just said it again. It's scary. It's scary. Now he said what? Scary about you? Scary about the Black community? Now he said it again. Scared to be a Black man.
Come in any type of encounter with law enforcement.
Are you even scared, as recognizable as you are? Most people would recognize you, I would imagine. But are you even scared? Still, as a Black man, at the end of the day, are you scared driving around when a cop pulls you over, that a cop might pull you over, and that you might be physically harmed?
Okay, so the brother that's asking him the question, he's doubling down on this whole notion of being scared, right? Scared. He just told him that the Black community is scared. He said, and me as a man scared. Then he turned around and said he was scared again. Y'all know I'm not lying because I'm letting you listen to it. Then what? The question, the reporter is talking to him about being scared again. Listen.
Absolutely. I think now more so than ever. There have been times where obviously I knew my status or what have you could get me out of, a situation. Yeah. But I'm sure if I got pulled over, I'm sure my heart would probably be beating 90 miles an hour.
Okay, all them details like that. Shut all of that up. Vicky, let the man talk. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Y'all come on in because Vicky's going to try to shut it down early today. I can only take so much of this because I'm scared it's contagious, this fear.
Especially considering everything that has transpired since the George Floyd murder. So honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a scary thought.
Okay, he said scared again. God today.
About, driving, getting pulled over for whatever reason. This situation with Jacob Blake, right?
Yeah.
And just to hear and read some of the comments about he should have just complied. There's no reason to kill. Like, it's no reason to shoot somebody in the back 8 times. Like, we as human beings, like, we know our rights. They have a laws to uphold, and our law enforcement, they are failing us right before our very own eyes, bro. This is a scary time to be a black person in America. That there's no doubt about it.
Okay, he just said again, it's a scary time to be a black man. How many times did he use the word scared, scary, scared, and my heart's gonna beat fast if they pull me over, all of that kind of stuff? Now, let me help you all understand something. Fear, as I talked about yesterday when we talked about that, what was considered to be a racial epithet, calling a black man a black buck. Are y'all hearing me today? Shout out to you, HP Emmanuel, for your very kind gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. You're always so very kind and gracious in your giving and support of us. Thank you so much. Let me help y'all understand something. Fear, especially when we showed you yesterday, we reminded you yesterday about the racial epithet of calling a black man a black buck. And the black buck was considered to be that black man that was rebellious, that black man that was considered to be untamed. But that black man that they considered to be rebellious, violent, and untamed was that black man who resisted white oppression. White people that demonize black men, white supremacists, racists that tend to demonize certain types of black men, 9 times out of 10, the reason they're attacking that particular black man is because he resists their oppression. The ones that they bring into the system, the ones that they give high fives to and stuff, the ones that they don't attack regularly, you ain't no threat, baby. You're just condensation and dew. You're dew. DEW. You just condensation dew. You're a little drizzle. Nobody is concerned. Nobody is shaking in their boots about you and what you could get stirred up. So you being dew today ain't scaring nothing, ain't shaking nothing, and most importantly, you're not changing nothing. Notice how they move and who they are always looking to attack. And I'm going to get into that a little bit more here in just a moment. But Terrell Owens used the word fear, used the word scared so many times in just that little short couple of minutes that you just listened to. Black family, fear is a weapon that white supremacists always use. When I was talking about that black buck and how they buck break the black buck, that black man that was rebellious or that was resisting white oppression, they buck broke him by sexually assaulting him, by raping the black man, by sodomizing the black man in front of his family, or by making him have sex with his own family members. They did it publicly. The white slave master sometimes would rape them in front of everybody. Why? What was the goal? To instill fear. Why is fear a major weapon in war? specifically white supremacy. Why? Why is fear such an important weapon in war, particularly anti-Black racism? Are y'all hearing me today? It's because of what fear can do. Fear, number one, affects the mind. And the mind is what, for the most part, tends to give the body its orders. It's the controlling, it's a mechanism of the body, right? But what happens when you are fearful? You know, there's a scripture that says faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. In other words, faith comes when you hear positive words, empowering words repeatedly. But do you know that fear comes the same way? Some of you are fearful because you have been programmed subconsciously through movies, through media, which is news, through radio, through the way that society is set up. Some of you are programmed by fear. So if faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing, empowering words, as the scripture says, the word of God, fear comes the same way. But your open enemy has employed other things to make you fearful. The stuff that they put in your food makes you scared to death. Somebody talk Black to me. The sonic warfare, the sounds and the energies that they release in certain Black neighborhoods is what makes you afraid. The low vibrational music that you listen to, those things contribute to your fear. Some of you are smoking fear. God, today. Some of you are eating fear. Some of you are breathing fear. Some of you are thinking fear. And so when it's time for you to bust a move and for you to resist oppression and to stand up like a man to do what you're supposed to do, you don't do what you should. In fact, you are a walking and a moving malfunction. Somebody talk Black to me. And any Black man that rises to the occasion to resist, that is uncompromising, that is achieving, that is aggressive, that is heterosexual. Are y'all hearing me? That's also unemotional. Where did I get those from? For those of you that follow me on a regular basis, you know that I am specifically quoting the terminology that your U.S. government, State Department's Bureau of Counterterrorism used in their recent solicitation of nonprofit organizations to study African boys and men with the full attempt to take whatever information that they learned from those studies and use them against our American warrior class, which is why our quote unquote urban brothers and sisters, the so-called gangbangers and stuff, they're the ones that's mostly the target in our youth. Why? Because the Black boule ain't scaring nobody. They're rarely, baby. Nobody is ever worried about studying that because they've already got you in the system. You ain't shaking and moving nothing. So what we've got to deal with right now is the constant drumbeat of that most dangerous buttery bussy bite brigade that attacks the kid. Somebody talk Black to me. We are once again dealing with this buttery bussy bite brigade. Now let's get into it. You've heard what he just said repeatedly. Over and over and over again, haven't you? Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing, family. You heard what he said. Now watch this. The reason, before I share with you some other stats, the reason I'm showing you these pictures. Y'all see that? Is to let you know that this Terrell Owens whose body is a specimen of a man has all kind of capacity and ability. All of them muscles. I'm not sure that I don't think that's no six pack. That's about a 12 in them, 13, something up in there. God, today. Why am I showing you this? Terrell Owens, just like Terry Crews, all of that muscle, all that lean muscle, all that whey protein and stuff, all of that you do to pump all of that up like that, it's a waste of muscle. It's a waste of man. God bless you to be born with the capacity to build this up like that. For nothing. God, today. All you using all of that muscle for is for white folks to get in the stands and scream. Are y'all hearing me? That's an absolute waste of muscle. And so we hear all of this capacity. See, muscles is a sign of resistance. For purposes of this war, your muscles, that's the stuff that you can use to assist you and your people. Somebody talk black to me. Muscles is a gift from God. I need somebody black to talk black to me. It's a sign from God and it's a gift from God. It's not just for pictures and stuff. And it's not just for throwing these people's footballs across the field and kick it and stuff. All of that man is supposed to be a sign and a wonder to your open enemy. I'm going to need somebody black. Are y'all hearing me today? That's supposed to assist you for such a time as this. Some of y'all act like y'all don't know that. Now, some of you all know that Terry Crews, love you back, Erica, was sexually assaulted by a white man that worked for him. And Terry Crews just pushed him a little bit or something. But the man still is walking around with the man can still see, the man has all of his teeth intact. And I'm trying to see, how could that be when you were sexually assaulted while your woman was there? Terry Crews used all of those muscles for the movies. He used that to entertain and amuse white people for television and stuff. What I'm trying to tell you, black man, is that when you don't use your powers and your capacities for the liberation of your people, you are a walking, moving malfunction. That means that you are not operating in the manner in which you were created. What is purpose? Purpose is the reason for which a thing exists. Those muscles are supposed to help you get stuff done, including threats to you, your woman, and your family, and your people. All of that pumping up in the gym, squats and stuff. What do y'all call all that stuff? Shout out to you, Chantel, for your gift. She said, talk black to me, sister. All of them squats and stuff. Y'all help me think of some athletic terms and stuff. I forgot some of them. Y'all know I can't go out and about like I used to. I know I used to get on one of them little benches when I was trying to pump up my little legs and stuff. What is it, y'all? Sit-ups and stuff. Somebody said strength change, burpees, bench press, lunges. Come on, somebody talk about triceps. Come on, push-ups. All of those burpees and push-ups and deadlifts and stuff, all of that is for us. I know when I was, used to be able to go to the gym and stuff, and, when you be seeing the men, they be over there telling me some, they'll pump up and stuff, and they'll throw the thing down and the floor shaking. They be talking, oh, all that ain't even that's for us. You supposed to be doing all of that was for us. The pain that you endure. Come on, somebody talk black to me. All that's supposed to be for us. And isn't that fascinating? One of the things that we call it resistance training. God, today. If y'all can't see how prophetic that is, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. My name is Vicki Dillon, and I'm normally here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Family, I've got to get this done today at a reasonable time because I've got some other stuff that I've got to do. So please come on in. Be sure to like and share. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillon, and be sure to sign up for my mastermind weekly course that I do on Wednesday nights. That's tomorrow. You can join again for the first month for $1 at clubvicki.com. That's clubvicki.com. And by the way, if you missed that 2-hour amazing angel course, you can still have access to that if you sign up for my clubvicki.com weekly mastermind. Notice that one of the things that we refer to some of the training that y'all get is, what is it called? Resistance training. You're supposed to be doing all that training so that you can resist the devil and he'll flee. That's what the book of James says. All of that training, bro, is for resistance, for the black revolution. Let that be a sign and a wonder for you. That's part of your basic training and stuff. Your drills and stuff. It's supposed to help your people. It's not just supposed to amuse white people. Somebody talk black to me. Now watch this. The buddy. Oh, that might be need to be another name. The Buttery Bussy Bite Brigade. Before some of you say, well, Vicki, people got the right to be fearful sometimes. Let me tell you why it's a problem. It's a problem because of your status. It's a problem because of your platform. Watch this. It's a problem because we're at war. You all know I say on a very regular basis, bro, break down all the way down in the presence of your woman at home. But who do you know in anybody's war? They let the other side and tell the other side all of that. I'm scared. I'm scared. And they said it about 1,000 times in about 2 minutes. I mean, I'm a star, and I mean, I'm a celebrity, whatnot, and yeah, there's some things in the past. But I mean, if I get pulled over, I'm sure my heart will be beaten and stuff. But I mean, as a black man in America, I'm scared. I'm scared. We as a community, we scared. Who does that? Who tells the opposition that? Who does that, family? And why is it that when you know a soldier may be scared and fearful, they still don't let the other side know that? This is what I want to drive home for some of you males that were easily triggered when you saw me post this. I'm not about to sit here and make no excuses for you brothers not leveling up while we're at war. I can't be, no. Basic training, those that train you, they're not sitting there talking about, gently, left. They're not patting you on the back talking about you good. You did them 10 push-ups good. I'm proud of you. You're going to make a good warrior. They're not there patting your sweat and stuff. Some of them are cussing you out because they know that they're getting you ready for war. Some of them seem very harsh in their training, but that's because they know they're having to develop a warrior, a soldier that's going to be facing death. Keep that scared energy away from us. Keep that to yourself. For him to go on, for him to go before the world and to say that, I'm trying to say, it's one thing for you to fear it. It's another thing for you to broadcast it. Why was that dangerous for black folk in war? In the first place, let me give you your first marching orders, brothers. Shut up. With all due respect, I bow to you. But hush. Why? Because when you publicly say before millions of people, you're scared, you're saying this to a white supremacist who is a predator. Some of you don't get this, but I'm here to help my family. I exist to help the black family. The first thing you do when you are afraid is hush. I'm talking about publicly, Killer Mike. I'm talking about publicly, Van Jones. I'm talking about publicly, Bakari Sellers. I'm talking about publicly, Victor Blackwell. All of these men are well-known folk that's on television or a celebrity of some kind. Terry Crews and stuff. Why? Fear is contagious. God, today. I said why? Fear is contagious. When you shut up, that's equivalent, and the Spirit just showed me this so clear, of you washing your hands. Somebody talk black to me. You closing your mouth is you stopping the spread of fear. I'm specifically talking to those of you that are influencers. And that means almost most of you. That means almost every single one of you. What do you mean? If you have a son or a daughter, if you have a wife, a family, a church, a business, are you a coach? And we're talking about white supremacy. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying in terms of not being able to show that you're not perfect to people, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm specifically talking about in the context of war, where you are seeing black folks being murdered, taken out, destroyed, wholesale. I'm telling you, this is not what you do. I'm telling you that your open enemy is using fear as a weapon. And when you talk about how fearful you are cooperating with and collaborating with your open enemy. They always deploy fear. In the same way, they buck broke the black buck, the strong black man, post-Reconstruction in particular. Remember, the reason they raped him was to instill fear. What does fear do? And this is what I want you to understand. Thumbs up, family. On the count of three, for those of you that haven't hit that thumbs up button. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. If you're watching us on one of our YouTube platforms, please hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. If you happen to be watching us on one of our other platforms where our show is re-aired and syndicated, please like, share, and subscribe. We're so pleased that you have tuned into the Vicky Show. We want you to know that we have a business school. If you want to learn how to build your side hustle or your business, learning from Black folks that's actually doing business, go to flynubianbusiness.com. That's flynubianbusiness.com. Listen, in war, the opposition's goal is always to what? Have the advantage, to defeat you. And it's always meant to do what? Stop you from successfully engaging them, right? What's one of the reason they use fear against Black folk on a regular basis is because what does fear do? What happens when you're fearful? You freeze. What happens when you are fearful? You flee. What happens when you are fearful? You hide. There is really no better weapon to employ than fear for your open enemy, because they know it's going to stupefy you. It's going to what? Freeze you. Something that's frozen is no threat. It doesn't have any momentum. You run from the battle. You hide from the battle, which means you're no threat. Are you understanding me? So now you understand that when your sister tells you, even if you are afraid, when you're somebody that's on the level of a Terrell Owens, you don't say it out loud. Because fear is contagious. Fear is debilitating. Fear freezes you. Fear causes you to flee and to hide. Watch this. And when you're dealing with the white supremacist predator, they get off on fear. Some of you enjoy foreplay with your woman. Brothers, in the mind of a white supremacist predator, that's tantamount to foreplay for them. I'm going to have to say it in a way you can understand. They get off on that. That's a turn on for white supremacists when they see the big black buck with all of this obvious power that could destroy that white fragilicist in a twinkling of an eye. But your mindset told him, fear not. You saying that is telling your open enemy, relax. God, this is good. You publicly saying, Terrell Owens, and you know a lot of white men are watching you because they like to see black bucks up and down fields and courts to amuse and entertain them. They are excited when they see your very black melanin self with all of that power and muscle. Cower down like a little boy. And repeatedly say you're scared. I'm coming out with fire against you brothers that come out talking about how scared you are. You are dangerous because you are, number one, pay attention class, empowering the opposition. They get off on that. And you are signaling to them to relax. They still have authority over you. And it doesn't matter how big the buck is. It doesn't matter about all of his capacity and potential. Your mind, through what you say, we know your mind through what you say. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You are conveying, you're communicating to your open enemy to relax. You are turning them on by your fear because they're a predator, and your failure to know that, the fact that you don't know that lets us know that you're a danger to to the black society, because you guys are continuously showing that you don't know your open enemy. They're not like you. And let me tell you another major reason. I have a disgust when I see you brothers up there unnecessarily breaking down in the presence, in the face of white supremacists. Have you ever wondered, Black family, why is it that not only does your Fox News type replay this over and over and over and over again, because Fox News have their motive, their openly racist motive on why they want to see a big black buck admit fear. You make them feel like that they're still a white supremacist. You make them feel powerful. Watch this. But have you ever wondered, why is it that your liberal channels shows this repeatedly over and over again? Have you all ever wondered that? Have you ever wondered, why is it that reporter constantly says and talking about black men and folks about how fearful and scared to death they are? Let's talk about how scared you are. May I tell you why? The reason why your white liberal channels like it and they replay it and they broadcast it en masse is because they're trying to win back the White House. And they know that what's holding them up and what's making it close for them, what's concerning them about winning outright, is that white racist constituency that Trump thrives on. So the reason why your right liberal channels like to replay this stuff over and over again and talk about how scared to death big black strong men are, the reason they like to find the blackest of them and the biggest of them and get them on TV to say how scared they are, because they want that white supremacists, that trailer park brand of white supremacists, they want to tell them, you have nothing to be afraid of. Look, he's telling you how scared he is. See? They're not going to harm you, even if they do darken the nation and you become the minority. They're not going to harm you. When they get in power, they're not going to hold you accountable. They're not going to prosecute you. They're not going to take you out. So if you've ever wondered, well, why is it that the liberals keep showing this over and over? Because they want to convey to the other side, you have nothing to be scared of. This is a big black buck who is no threat. He's going to keep the system of white supremacy intact. It's going to remain status quo. So your fears, white America, of the blackening and the darkening of America, yes, it's happening. But even when they are in power, or even when they get a little bit of power, you still have nothing to be afraid of. And that's not the only reason. The biggest reason that I want you to shut up. When you're in a powerful position, when you know that everybody's watching you, I'm scared that y'all might have missed this. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. In case you might have missed really what he was saying, listen.
As black men, bro, we're getting killed at an alarming rate now. And it's only a matter of time until they kill somebody, of somebody where they're not going to care. And it's going to create a riot. It's going to create more tension between the black race and law enforcement. Mm-hmm. And you don't want it to get to that point. But at some point, it's like they're going to kill the wrong person. And it's just so unfortunate, man. But this is a systemic problem. This is the issue. And I think this is where you've heard, everybody from the black community, this is what we've been talking about. This is why we as black men, black people, we're scared. And honestly, man, I really didn't really think about it until like just driving around today. Like, honestly, it's scary to be a black man in America, especially you're coming any type of encounter with law enforcement.
Are you even scared, as recognizable as you are? Most people would recognize you, I would imagine. But are you even scared, still as a black man at the end of the day, are you scared driving around when a cop pulls you over, that a cop might pull you over and that you might be physically harmed?
Absolutely. I think now more so than ever. There have been times where
He said he's scared now, more now so than ever. And specifically in the context of him getting pulled over.
I knew my status or what have you could get me out of, a situation.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if I got pulled over, I'm sure my heart would probably be beating 90 miles an hour. Especially
now, while he's saying that his heart will be beating 90 miles an hour, those white supremacists that's listening to him, they ready to, right? They something's happening in them. Their heart is beating too. They getting turned on. They're feeling pleasure when you're saying this. They're feeling pleasure. Now, for those of you moist men that's in the chat, just sit down and listen. Listen to your sister before you start talking and stuff. Because you knew the war. You don't even know your open enemy. The questions that you asking me lets me know that you're not used to this theater of war. You're not used to it. So just listen. Just listen. Intelligent people listen first.
Considering everything that has transpired since the George Floyd murder. So honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a scary thought to think about, driving, getting pulled over for whatever reason. This situation with Jacob Blake, right?
Yeah.
And just to hear and read some of the comments about he should have just complied. There's no reason to kill. Like, it's no reason to shoot somebody in the back 8 times. Like, we as human beings, like, we know our rights. They have laws to uphold, and our law enforcement, they are failing us right before our very own eyes, bro. This is a scary time to be a black person in America.
Okay, stop saying that. Shut that up. My sister Pretty, is your name Pretty Pink? She just gave a gift. She said, every time I hit that gavel, your children run around and say, talk black to me. I'm going to hit it for the babies. Talk black to me, beloved. Listen. Why did I play that again for you all to listen to? This black man. See, that kind of talk, men, when you're behaving and talking like that, you're a black man that's malfunctioned. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm trying to put you up on game. Let me tell you why it's also dangerous. I told you a bunch of reasons. Why? Did I not? Let me tell you one of the most dangerous reasons. It's because young black children are listening. And because fear is contagious, you are programming them to be afraid. You're not empowering them with strategy or to be strategic. When they are watching and listening, you are feeding them a steady diet of fear. What young black boy that's listening to someone that he looks up to, like a Terrell Owens, repeatedly say how scared he is? Nothing he said had to do with preparing himself, being armed, fighting back, learning defense techniques, making sure his woman and children are okay. When you're talking about stuff like that, you're supposed to be speaking, brothers, about solutions. Your job is not to be sitting here convincing us why it's okay for you to be scared. Slowness, we know men have emotions. I've repeatedly said, a real woman wants her man to be a lamb at home and a lion in front of the enemy. Show your heart, cry your head out on our chest at home, baby. Your job is not to be here talking about why it's okay for you to be scared, slowness. You ought to be talking about what to do. You need to be telling me what's your plan to defend and protect your people. That's all I need to hear from you. You can do that even when you're scared. That's what I need you to be doing. And can I give you one of the greatest secrets to overcome fear? Oh my God, today. Let me tell you the greatest secrets, one of the greatest secrets to overcome fear. Two things. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I'm here to help you for real. Do you all think all the hell that I've been through, I've never been afraid before? Number one, I'm a woman. And I'm learning not to be doing all this masculine stuff. This is some of y'all's job, bro. Shout out to you, Shalina. That's right, beloved. Selena, no more moisture. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, A couple of thousand plus of you in the chat. We're so pleased that you're with us today. Please make sure that as you come in, that you're giving us a thumbs up, that you're liking and sharing on the count of 3. For those of you that haven't hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button, would you? If you're watching us on one of our YouTube platforms, which our show is aired on several, if you're watching us on one of our other platforms, please follow, please share and comment on the count of 3. Would you? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much, dear family. Now listen, shout out to you, Oakland, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thank you so much. This is important, family. This is important. Listen. Watch this. Your children are listening. You are programming them to be afraid when you ought to be giving them strategy. I told you I'm going to give you 2 things, right? 2 things to help you overcome fear. I did not go up against judges where I personally sued some of them. I didn't go up against the feds, FBI agents, and other law enforcement plants showing up secretly at some of my activist meetings. The stuff that I can't even tell you right now, but just hang on, baby. It's coming out. The internal documents that I have and the stuff that I knew, the extraordinary pressure that I was under for a long time from multiple levels. It doesn't mean that I didn't fear during that time, slowness. But do you think I let my open enemy see me sweat? I pressed into my spiritual life. I ate a steady diet of empowerment, and I took action. Even when they tried to make me afraid. And then I got to a point where fear wasn't even a problem. And to be honest with you, to be 100% real, I wasn't even afraid from the jump. It was Negroes that claimed to know the Lord that was trying to make me scared. Somebody talk back to me. It's other people around me saying, well, you know, if you do that, girl, they gonna do this. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Yeah, you might be telling the truth and stuff, girl, but I'm just saying, you know how they go, girl, you better not do that. They didn't come to me no solutions. They was just telling me how to stay safe and a coward and let unrighteousness, wickedness, fraud, and everything, just let it go run rampant. My mind wasn't even on that. They had to make me aware that was even a threat. Somebody talk black to me. It was years ago. And then over time, and I ain't trying to brag or nothing. We ain't perfect and nothing like that. But I'm just saying with that particular battle, it wasn't about no fear. Me being scared of you. It was about you being scared of me, baby. Somebody talk black to me. And because you don't know who you are, you want to go with your scary self to somebody else and tell them who they are. I don't do scary. Get all of that energy away from me. The question is not, well, are you worried about what they said about you? No, baby. They ought to be concerned about what Vicky's saying. They ought to be concerned about what I'm thinking. Because I'm wielding a power from another realm that has all kinds of intergalactic jurisdiction. And we're in a new season where there's a changing of the gods and there's a changing of the guards. Baby, principalities and powers, they're my students. So be seated. You got the game twisted. I ain't like you. Shout out to you, Kim. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. She said, come on, Queen B. Give them that word. Love you to pieces. I love you back, sis. And I'm standing with you, Kim. Thumbs up, family. You got me messed up. And on every level. It didn't matter where I went or what I did. They all said the same thing. The powers that shouldn't be. Who does she think she is? I didn't have educational knowledge in some of those other areas, but I was connected to spirit. And sometimes when I would walk into a court, sometimes when I would walk into a particular official arena, sometimes when I was in the meeting with the FBI hating agents, I didn't even know what I was going to say when I walked through the door at first. But because I know I'm already tapped in, tuned in, and aligned to spirit, spirit would sometimes tell me what they thought, and I would tell them the secrets, baby. Vicky was cool to know that the higher realms could just give me information on a need-to-know basis. That's what makes me dangerous. Somebody talk to me. I know stuff that I don't even know. In this moment, I don't know it. But when I need to know it, I'm going to unleash and watch me be backed. I don't know why I'm even saying this today. This don't even match the story I'm supposed to be telling, but somebody need to hear this today. Because y'all know it's not just those of you who enjoy my commentary that's listening. Y'all know the haters are listening too. So we welcome you. Be seated. Be seated. Somebody talk black to me. Get your scary self from around me. Like I said, it doesn't mean we don't have fears and stuff like that, but some of that you are overcome. You are what you eat. Who are you listening to on a regular basis? What are you putting in your body? Not only physically, but spiritually, mentally. What have you been looking at? See, the thing that you look at the longest, you become that thing. You better shake yourself. If you scared, fine. Do it afraid. Somebody talk black to me. That's the word for you today, Terrell Owens. That's the word to you today for any and everybody that's listening. We are also in these human avatars, in these human bodies. I know. I get emotional. I hurt, but I'm a woman too, so I'm permitted. Emotions for a woman is power when she's rightly aligned. And when we're divinely aligned, baby, we rarely miss. I know what I'm talking about. When you're not aligned, sis, and when you're plugged into a contrary and a low vibrational power, you buck wild and you are untamed and you are danger to everybody you come into contact with. Emotions mean energy in motion. I am the womb man. I do water. That's connected to the flow of something. I'm supposed to move like that. Men and women are different. I don't apologize for that. And I will not apologize for that. I believe in fighting like a girl. Today. This is a word for somebody. Somebody put this in the chat. I believe in fighting like a girl. Not supposed to do it the way you do it, bruh. I told you, at strategic times as a woman, I'm supposed to employ my tears. God, today. Sis, I already gave y'all the training on how you overcome Becky. Don't make me do that training today. Don't make me give you the Gretchen, Becky, Karen training. Somebody say, I want my sisters to put in the chat, fight like a girl. We're going to fight, but we're going to fight like a girl. Y'all try to discourage that. No, that's what our power is in fighting like a girl. Why? Because men and women are different. The reason why the whole earth is out of alignment is because y'all are not familiar and you're not harmonized with the divine feminine energy. God, today. Don't make me give you the training. Sis, we're supposed to use our tears. When Becky uses her tears to overcome, when Becky uses her tears to get over, you already know what you're supposed to do, sis. If you're in an environment, sis, don't make me do this training today. We're supposed to be, this is your war briefing today. We're supposed to be over here talking about Terrell Owens. Y'all listen to me real quick. I got a whole bunch of heavy stuff that I'm supposed to share with you. What are you supposed to do? Sis, you ain't got to scream and holler and bust nobody in the back yet. What I mean by yet, we don't believe in breaking the laws and stuff, family. Family talk black to me. We don't believe in being the aggressor, for real. But you're not finna put your hands on us and stuff. You ain't finna just go be taking people's lives and putting your hands on it, baby. You can put your hand out there if you want to. May not get it back. 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 Watch this. Thumbs up, thumbs up. What do we do, sis? When you're in an environment with a Karen, and a Karen is at Walmart, a Karen done lied, telling somebody that you stealing something, and you got your $200 cash receipt to prove that you done paid for everything. And so now she got security following you. And now that you done pulled out your receipt, sis, to prove that that little Becky was lying, that little Karen was lying. So Karen starts to cry in front of security and stuff to deflect from her wickedness, right? Here go Karen. I mean, I could have sworn that she did. I mean, I was just looking out for Walmart. I mean, God, I was in the I was getting comment. I was getting, no, I can't even say it was getting comment because they don't even clean like us. I know y'all think that. I'm not even finna give her that. What department was she in? She was getting some, what was she getting? I can't say deodorant. Deodorant is out. Comment is out. She went down those aisles. Where was she at? She was getting some tea. Let's say tea. That's safe. Okay? That's safe. Why y'all laughing at me? Listen. So Karen is trying to get you in trouble, right? You proved that she was a liar. So now she starts to resort to her little tears, right? To deflect from her wickedness. Oh my God. I can't believe it. What do you do, sis? Sis, black woman, what do? You don't bust her in the nose and start operating all off in masculine energy. No. If this is Karen over here crying on this side of me, I'm looking at her first. This me. Look, as a woman, you gently turn your hair and you look at her like this. She crying. You start saying, watch this. Remember, sis, because some of y'all might have missed this training or you need reinforcement of the training. That's her. This you. God today. Shout out to you, Otis. It's my sister soldier video. Watch this. Karen over there. You better act like you at a funeral and tell us something. Looking at Karen. Can I get some please? Oh my God. Oh my God. Start dry heaving. And then you wave your left hand and accidentally. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't. You better act like you at a funeral. And then start hollering. Get that high octave. God today. You outdo that and watch what's going to happen. And then you get quiet. Watch this. And then when you look to the left, after you do all that funeral crying, shout out to you, AW. She said, fight like a girl. Divine energy. Yes, I bless your gift. Watch this. Then you look at Karen. Karen going to be there confused and quiet. And guess what? All the energy that Karen was trying to suck up, it's going to be at you, baby, because you done took it over. You got to learn how energy works. Somebody said, we fight like a girl. We fight like a girl. We believe in that. Somebody talk black to me. Y'all play too much. That's the training. You got to learn how to, you got to learn how to do it. Let me tell y'all something. This is what I learned. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I got to go. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Keep liking and sharing. Let me tell y'all something I learned. And don't forget, tomorrow is my weekly mastermind. So go to clubvicky.com. You can join for $1 and you will be out of your mind not to. That's for the first 30 days. And after that, it's a very reasonable rate. I'm dropping spiritual jewels once a week. You can ask me questions in our exclusive class and you get access to my 2-hour angel series that I just did. For those of you that's trying to do just the angel course, I think it's still available for you to get it at the regular price at flynubianmastermind.com if you just want to do that. Flynubianmastermind.com. But more information is supposed to be coming on the replay for those of you who just want to do that again. Watch this. You got to learn what to do. When I was in the belly of the beast with these white Karens, guess what? They was racist in prison. They was racist in federal prison with the pole prison outfit watching news. When I was in the sports and news room, that was a little room you had to go to where I was at. The Karens was in there talking mad noise when they was watching the news. And we would get into little debates with these little campers and stuff. Locked up. They was being judgmental and racist. They was feeling empowered over Taquisha, even in the belly of the beast. That lets you know how, for real, how white supremacy worked. And I can remember getting into it with one of these little things and stuff in prison. One of these white Beckys and stuff. And they was always the prisoners that wanted, in prison they had a system where they let you train dogs and get them ready, to be service dogs and stuff like that. It was always 10 times out of 10, it was only the Beckys that volunteered to train a dog in bondage. That tells you everything you need to know. I'm going to leave that right there. All the volunteers to train the dogs. Meaning sleeping in the dog room with the dog. Y'all play too much. Y'all was all in the same room, morning, noon, and night with the dogs. Prison dogs. They weren't your dogs. They was they dogs. I'm going to leave it alone. And they would sit there and want to talk all kind of noise. They was tripping about I can remember having conversations with them about the Obamacare. Another time, one of them crazy racist Karens, that was when Sandra Bland got caught up. And guess what one of them said in the middle of the news? They say, well, she was being sassy. She was being sassy. She should have just complied and stopped being sassy. I had to conduct a Vicky show in that newsroom in Texas on that prison. Y'all play too much. While she had the prison uniform, y'all, they was talking noise about so-called free Sandra Bland. And I had to refer to her as prisoner. 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 I had to shake up her consciousness and let her know where she was while she was talking. See, I had to learn then. You got to operate in your feminine energy and stuff like that. I can just bust it ahead and just say blankety blank, 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 even though they talk, a lot of them in prison talk like that. Y'all talk like that. And y'all ain't, a lot of y'all talk like that. And y'all ain't in prison. God, today. Prisoner. That's how I refer to it. Prisoner. Inmate. God, today. Prisoner. Prisoner. Before I, let into it with some facts and stuff. You have to learn how to do it. You feel what I'm saying? And we don't always know. We got to discern it, sis. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Where was I even at an hour ago? Somebody talk black to me. Shout out to you, Judith. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Family, don't forget clubvicky.com for my mastermind. Let me say this and let me say this. Bro, when you do that, it's dangerous because number one, your open enemy's nature is predatory. They're hunters, they're predators. And the way they move in the earth, the reason they have no problem murdering your black self and still getting pizza afterwards, the reason they don't have any problem murdering you and watching the life force leave your body with their hands in their pocket, knowing they're being recorded, the reason after they murder you, they say, I had an adrenaline rush and got him. The reason they do that nature, that part of themselves, that part of them, A people that does that, they some of them, the predatory nature of the opposition, they get off on you talking about you're fearful. So what I'm saying is, when you do that, brothers, you are empowering the white supremacist. Most of the more you do that, more of them go out to say, I want to join the Boogaloo Boys. When they see y'all do that, they say, okay, I'm ready to sign up to give my life for white supremacy. Your tears is a recruiting mechanism. God, today, your tears, bruh, is a recruiting mechanism for them. Have you noticed the more you cry, the more you appeal to them? And who are you appealing to? You think you're finna appeal to a 500-year open enemy who's been killing and destroying you and tearing you up, burning you up, setting you on fire, decapitating you, dismembering you? You think that's fit to work with that? No, that's a turn on. That's helping them get them in the mood of murder. God, today, that's good. I hate to say it, but it's true. Are you hearing me? Let me get me some more Kleenex here. Did you all hear me? That's getting them in the mood to murder. That's the nature of a predator. It's a recruiting mechanism. When you break down crying, they get excited. The more you appeal to them, you all be sitting up there saying, I just can't believe how they still doing this. It's more of them now. I'm just like you, bro. I ain't gonna hurt you. I'm scared. They're not. What are you doing? That doesn't work. You're showing your ignorance. That ain't cute. Are you hearing me? Are people that will castrate you and sell your man parts or give them away as gifts? That's not somebody you need to be breaking down to. That's all I'm saying. That's not somebody who you need to treat like your psychiatrist, psychologist, therapist or something, and you finna lay down on the couch. You better get up today. And then the other dangerous reason, and I don't want you to forget this. Think about what young people are taking away from you doing that, Terrell. By you constantly, repeatedly saying over and over and over and over and over and over and over again how scared to death you are. Young black boys that's watching you are picking up that same contagious and dangerous energy. That's what makes it very poisonous, what he did. Never forget, I'm talking about within the context of war, family. You guys keep forgetting that. You don't want to believe that we're in war. I ain't got time for your slowness and stuff. We're trying to get you up to speed because you taking all day and you being shocked, talking about you wonder why and what you can't believe. It's getting more of us killed. I want to remind you of something, and then I'm getting ready to go. You all remember, and I talk about this a lot, right? That after the arrest of a black motorist in August of 1965, the Watts section of South Central Los Angeles erupted into 6 days, August 11th to the 17th, of violence and confrontation with the police, resulting in 34 dead. How many of you all know that a lot of black men was resisting, so much so that just in Watts, it resulted in 34 dead, 1,032 injured, 3,952 arrests, 600 businesses destroyed. Imagine what that looks like. And a total damage of $40 million. Y'all, that was in the 60s, Watts riots. The Watts riots or Watts rebellion was considered at that time the worst race riot in American history. But before that, before the wounds of, I'm sorry, but before the wounds of Watts could heal in July of 1967, after that, Detroit blew up after a police raid on a local bar. I remind you all this all the time. This is important. Listen. The Detroit rebellion resulted in 43 dead, 1,189 injured, more than 7,200 arrested, and 2,000 buildings destroyed. But these were just a prelude. Listen. After the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King, what, in 1968, right? Got Watts in 65, right? You got Detroit in 67. And now you got what? The assassination of Dr. King in 68. Over 100 American cities saw riots or some form of rebellion during what was dubbed Holy Week. Are y'all listening? Some of the biggest rebellions were in Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Kansas City. What happened, y'all? These uprisings shook the nation. That's what our Dr. Wesley teaches us in understanding the assault of the black man, black manhood, black masculinity. Listen. Why do I remind you of that all the time on my show? That black male masculinity that put up a fight and resisted, that shook America. Voting didn't do that. God, today. How do I know? How do I know that voting didn't help with the August 1965 Watts uprisings? How do I know that voting did not affect the July 1967 Detroit uprisings? How do I know that the over 100 cities that went up in flames or had some form of riot or rebellion after 68 Dr. King being killed? Because the Civil Rights Act was in 1964, family. And the Voting Rights Act was 1965. So you black boulets that's trying to get us to just vote, and telling us that everything is in legislation. What shook America was those 100 and some cities, the Detroit rebellions, the Watts rebellions. And that is when America started to do something. They didn't do all of what they were supposed to do. So they started to make mischief. They started to make mischief. Listen. In what's been called creating black zombies or mind murder. Listen. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Watch this. I'm reading you a quote now from Peter Roger Breggin, last name spelled Breggin, from The Second Wave. Y'all know I always drop receipts. One of the reasons why I even read to you a lot from this 414-page book is because it's really a book of references. Y'all know I live for receipts. Listen. I'm quoting you now from it. In Philadelphia, a black man dies of overdose of heroin, and a reporter notices peculiar scars on his head. A portion of his brain has been burned out in an experimental attempt to cure addiction. The neurosurgeon is located by the reporter and admits that his monkey experiments were inconclusive before trying his operation on human addicts. In September of 1967, y'all listen to this. Let me go back. That quote that I just read you. Peter Roger Breggin, The Second Wave, 1975, right under there. This is a quote now from Dr. Frederick Goodwin, the director of the National Institute of Mental Health, made comparisons between inner city youths and violent, oversexed monkeys in the wild. That's from Los Angeles Times, October 14, 1993. In September of 1967, when was that, family? What was one of the major uprisings during that time that I just told you? Name one of the major uprisings I just told you a few minutes ago that took place in 1967. I'm trying to see if you listen to me. All right, David Vale. Shout out to David Vale. He was one of the first ones that I saw put it in there. You got it, beloved. The Watts riots, right? And then when, but also Detroit, right? You listening? In September of 67, after the Watts and Detroit rebellions, y'all listen, because y'all didn't know this was happening. While you were struggling for life, you didn't know what your open enemy was doing in white coats. 1967, after the Watts and Detroit rebellions, 3 Harvard professors published a letter in the Journal of Medical Association entitled Role of Brain Disease in Riot and Urban Violence. They knew they had to do something. And when the brothers were demanding justice, jobs, resources, tangibles, when they didn't get it, they started blowing up, tearing up, and taking stuff out. Somebody talk black to me. America understood that. Why did America understand that? Because that's America's native tongue. Murder, destruction, and death and lying. John chapter 8, verse 44, John chapter 10, verse 10. Those are 4 major traits of the destructive white supremacists. John 8, he's a liar. John 10, the thief comes to do what? Steal, kill, destroy. What people goes about the planet? Lying, stealing, killing, destroying. So when the brothers start saying, okay, you don't understand, we shall overcome. You don't speak, we shall overcome, do you? You don't speak nonviolence. I'm not advocating for this, that, or the third. And I ain't condemning it either, because I'm telling you the facts. Y'all better listen to me. Thumbs up, keep liking and sharing. Listen. I'm trying to get you guys to understand that this attack on the black masculinity, this attack on so-called toxic masculinity, when they start using that phrase, the uprise of the Me Too movement, this white woman mess. I'm trying to get you to see them forcing LGBTQ on black folk. If that's your lifestyle, that's you. But when we start seeing you try to shove it down our throat and lying on us, labeling, trying to say we're homophobic, we're this, we're that, and all that stuff, baby, I gotta bust you today. I'm trying to tell you it's a method to their madness. Listen. Thumbs up, thumbs up. When did I say after 67? 3 Harvard professors. What did they do? I told you, published a letter in the Journal of the Medical Association entitled Role of Brain Disease in Riots and Urban Violence. Frank Irvin was a psychiatrist, last name spelled Ervin, while Vernon Mark and William Sweet were neurosurgeons. Mark, the head of the Department of Neurosurgery at Boston City Hospital, and Sweet, the director of neurosurgery at the prestigious Massachusetts General. According to these Harvard professors, listen, the black rioters were not, in fact, motivated by frustrations born from unlivable socioeconomic conditions. Rather, the black males in the middle of the rebellions actually suffered from a brain disease that made them prone to senseless violence. Now, how many of y'all know darn well there wasn't no senseless violence? That's what your white supremacists calls it. When you're in your right mind and you resist oppression, they say you're crazy. But they're only saying that you're crazy so that they can find a sneaky way to kill you. Somebody talk black to me. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told Black America last century that you can't know the depths of Satan, he was right. That means right when you think that you know the limits to their wickedness, they'll best you in wickedness. You can't out-wicked the wicked, black family. I know some of y'all try to emulate your open enemies. But just when you think, oh, this is low as they can go, it's deeper. It's a bottomless pit. Listen, keep liking and sharing. I'm almost done. I know I was supposed to be gone a few minutes ago. Watch this. I want you to get these receipts. I know some of y'all be like, Vicki, this is heavy. I'm just trying to give you the information. And besides, I believe in the glory of the big black brain. This is a space for intelligent Black people and for spiritually intelligent Black people. Listen. Think about those 3 Harvard professors, right? This is all these tricks they do. It says the trio suggested that in addition to the violent urban rioters, social protesters too suffered from a brain dysfunction. The solution? Suppress the Black rioters and social protesters, as well as their leaders, through psychosurgery. Irvine and Mark remarks in their book, Violence and the Brain. That's a book that you can get, Violence and the Brain. Irvin and Mark suggest that brain stimulation or psychosurgery might quell the violent tendencies of Black rioting in inner cities. Y'all play too much. In other words, to neutralize any threat to resistance of Black oppression, let's mess with their brains. Y'all have been too busy trying to live. You was paying your bills. You didn't know some of this was going on. And when our own people starts to scratch their head and say, what's wrong with Black folk? Y'all know we say that about ourselves. We want to know why we've turned on each other. Family, there's things that's happening. You know, the scriptures uses the phrase, I talked about this a little bit in my angel course. And I discussed why we can access and why we need to access this celestial and angelic power and energy. Listen, the scriptures lets us know there's spiritual wickedness in high places. In other words, there are manipulations of energies that's happening in spaces and places that you're not at and you're not privy to. Listen. Psychosurgery, a form of cerebral destruction, is any surgery to the brain which mutilates or destroys brain tissue in order to control emotion or behavior without treating any known disease. Now, I ain't going to be disrespectful, but let me tell you something. No disrespect to Snoop. No disrespect to Killer Mike and those of you other ones that like to smoke killer weed. Do you think for 1 second that your open enemy, quote unquote, has legalized weed in a lot of states without messing with it? And then you wonder why somebody like Snoop is so emotional. He acting strong 1 minute as a strong Black man, and then he's Snoopy tomorrow. God, today. You wonder why somebody with the name Killer Mike could be Killer Mike today, but then when the microphone is in front of you and during the press conference in Atlanta with the mayor and stuff, you sitting there busting out crying, talking about to white supremacists with a name like Killer Mike. I'm gonna need somebody Black to talk Black to me. I'm just saying, baby. The weed they gave you, they're giving you the weed slowness to make you docile so you can be chilled out and stuff. I love our brothers. Both of them have done some good sometimes, but baby, it's Snoop or Snoopy, Snoop or Snoopy, Snoop or Snoopy. The weed make you Snoopy. And both of them, from a distance, look like they ought to be something to be scared of. But as soon as white supremacy come up, Killer Mike is at the mic crying. And Snoopy done back down. Where they do that at? What happened? What happened? How did that happen? How did it happen? I know y'all like Vicky is slinging them braids all over the place. No disrespect, but in war, baby, you can't be out your mind. That's a controlling mechanism. They want you chilled out. Relax. Docile males in war do nothing when they see murder. You chilled out, and half of you all don't even recognize you in war. We got to spend all day long, months and Sundays to even convince you that we're under attack. You cannot have a name like Killer Mike and then break down in front of a white supremacist. But then on all your other shows, Killer Mike, you cussing us out, talking about MF and F and MF and MF and F. You can't be MFing and effing us. And then when it's time to talk to the white supremacists, you break down crying. But I love y'all. Somebody say, Vicky love her some Killer Mike and them. I do. But y'all, you got to be wondering, don't y'all wonder what happened? And these are people that boldly claim and brag about the weed that you smoke. We can tell. That's what we're saying. We can tell. We know. Is what we're saying. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. And we love these people, the good that y'all do for the community. But you may have to come out for the war. For the war. You may want to do a little something different. Watch this. Watch this. It's a pacifying operation that blunts emotions and subdues behavior. Watch this. I got to keep going. It says psychosurgery techniques produce docility. Did I just say a few minutes ago it makes you docile? Making tractable and tame individuals considered intractable and aggressive. Snoop is known as a gangbanger, right? Yeah. But then you on the Martha Stewart, the white lady. Yeah, you hugged up, booed up with Martha Stewart. I mean, you can't be that hard booed up with no Martha Stewart. You ain't shaking nothing booed up with no Martha Stewart. Snoop, you do deals with Martha Stewart. Baby, that ain't it. That ain't it. Just that image alone, every white supremacist that exists is high-fiving each other. They saying touchdown for the game of white supremacy. Touchdown is what they done said. Touchdown. Dunk or whatever. Three-pointer, whatever y'all call all that stuff on the courts and stuff. Nobody is scared about no Snoop and no former gangbanger. They know none of that don't even matter. They just say, oh, that's a trick. They just say, oh, that was cute. That was cute. Thumbs up, family. Listen. I got you. I want you to know this real quick. Do you all know that even in 1973, now this is when ebony mattered. This is when the Essence kind of things, because Essence don't matter today. The moment when Essence put on the front cover, Billy Porter, the Sesame Street bussy on the front cover, and disrespect black women. Essence is supposed to be a magazine that celebrates black women. When they put Billy Porter on the front cover twirling and stuff, you ain't know what are you doing? Those black publications don't even matter no more. So when ebony used to matter, I know I just mentioned Essence, but I'm just saying they about in the same boat. Watch this. In 1973 article, Ebony magazine, aptly entitled New Threat to Blacks, Brain Surgery to Control Behavior by B.J. Mason sounded the alarm. See, that's when Ebony and them used to matter. Because in 1973, they wrote a piece called New Threat to Blacks, Brain Surgery to Control Behavior. Listen to this quote from Ebony when Ebony used to matter. Quote, targets are supposed to be depressed women, hyperactive children, drug addicts, alcoholics, epileptics, neurotics, psychotics, convicts. It says targets are often black. It appears that all one has to do to qualify for such an operation is to rub society the wrong way. That's when Ebony was sounding the alarm in 73, y'all. It goes on to talk about a lobotomy. I'm skipping. Listen. The Harvard trio that I talked about earlier, I'm skipping the page now. The Harvard trio that I mentioned earlier were thus not alone or original in their proposal to target black people with the brain disabling procedure, psychosurgery. Sweet made a pitch for brain control of those involved, listen, in urban disorder. Listen to that phrase, urban disorder. My name's, we love you, Vicky. I love you back, beloved. I bless your gift too, 1,000-fold. Listen. Sweet made a pitch for brain control of those involved in urban disorder by implanting electrodes in their brain. You may think that these ideas are so outrageous that they could never be seriously entertained or could only be a reality in a science fiction or horror movie. Listen, family, but you are wrong. These terrifying ideas caught fire with President Nixon's government. Elliot Richardson, director of the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, and a longtime advocate of psychosurgery, had been, quote, the Nixon administration official most actively supporting Mark, Irwin, and Sweet. Richardson showed the trio how to bypass the procedures for normal scientific funding and go directly to Congress to obtain special, personally tailored funds. Do you see how the system of white supremacy in education, academia, Congress, White House works together? Someone within the Nixon administration, Elliot Richardson, director of the Department of Health and Education and Welfare, he was a longtime advocate of this psychosurgery. He showed them how to bypass Congress. Bypass the procedures, rather, and go straight to Congress. Listen, to obtain special, personally tailored funds. It says, in addition to Burt Brown, director of the National Institutes of Mental Health, that's the NIMH, the National Institute of Mental Health, went before the Senate Appropriations Committee and argued their case. They were successful. Both the House and Senate passed special appropriations in 1970, directing the NIMH to award $500,000 per year grant to Sweet beginning in 1971. The grant came with instructions to Sweet and colleagues to identify and control the persons prone to the violence under discussion. Also, the Justice Department. Y'all, this is too much information. I'm just giving you a little bit more and I'm done for today. But I just wanted to throw this out there to you to let you all know how in so many ways the black male, the black masculine male, that's our first line of defense, has been neutralized in all manner of ways. I want to go further and try to connect some more dots, but let me just give you this little bit of information. I'll leave this with you and I'll perhaps pick up on this later, okay? The grant came with instructions to Sweet and colleagues to identify and control persons prone to the violence under discussion. Also, the Justice Department's Law Enforcement Assistance Administration, that's the LEAA, they got in on the action, investing another $108,930 in the Harvard Trio's brain research, watch this, and earmarked another $1 million. The LEAA specifically instructed the grantees to, quote, improve, develop, and test the usefulness of electrodes and brain surgery for their law and order purposes. Who's using the phrase right now, law and order? Didn't I tell you it wasn't just the White House? Didn't I just tell you that they bypassed the normal procedures, went straight to Congress for personal funds, got $500,000 a year? But who else I said jumped in on it? The Department of Justice. The Department of Justice is what? The Law Enforcement Assistance Administration, the LEAA. They also invested another $108,930. As Mason pointed out at the time, quote, judging from the language of the directive, the Justice Department is interested in devising an early warning system for riot control. This is what I wanted you guys to see. I got so much more information that I'm going to bring it home to modern times. But I wanted to show you in recent history, the 70s, and then leading up into our times. I wanted to show you the complicity of the science world, academia, the White House, Congress, the DOJ. But I wanted you to listen and to see that the DOJ, the Justice Department, it was interested, quote, I'm quoting you here, in devising an early warning system for riot control. What did I read you a few minutes ago? I showed you how black men turned up. They were doing all of this to make sure that you would never be a threat again, brothers. So they brought former Black Panthers and former Black leaders that were known as resistors of white supremacy. They brought them into the white supremacy system. They made y'all congressmen. And now you telling us to vote for Joe Biden without reparations. They figured out scientific ways to neutralize that tendency in you to rise up against oppression. And I'm emphasizing the White House. I'm emphasizing the Department of Justice because as you notice, it says the Department of Justice was what? Interested in devising an early warning system for riot control. When I see a Terrell Owens telling a whole bunch of white men how scared to death he is, I'm letting you guys know it's very dangerous. When you see Donald Trump acting the way he is, his administration doing what they do, baby, it's the same playbook. You all just didn't know what was going on. Those of us who, in your eyes, may be more militant and more uncompromising, we're that because we know better. God, today. It's because we know something. Last little part, for real, y'all, because I really got to go. The U.S. government just invested $1.5 million, 1970s dollars, in a study to, quote, fix through techniques of cerebral destruction the brains of a select population. As Harvard professor of psychiatry, Dr. Alvin Poussant remarked after these allocations, quote, you can bet this study will be more directed at Black males to make them more docile. I read you a quote from Dr. Alvin Poussant. Look it up. Last name spelled Poussant. I'm sure some of my people from New Orleans, it's going to give me the right pronunciation. Put the diacritical marks in the chat. I bless your gifts 1,000-fold. What did Dr. Alvin say again? Quote, you bet this study will be more directed at Black males to make them more docile. Why? Because it was the Black males. Listen, who was the one that was causing the destruction of the August 1965 Watts uprising? Who was in the streets? Who were the soldiers, family? Who was the one that caused, what was it again? 34 dead, 1,032 injured, 3,952 arrested, and destroyed 600 businesses. Who was it? Detroit, family? July 1967, who did that? 43 dead there. 1,189 injured, 7,200 arrested, 2,000 buildings destroyed. Who did all of that? Baby, Black masculinity did all that. God today. Who made 100 cities go up in flames after the 1968 assassination of Dr. King? Are you all catching the drift of the attack on the Black man? And why? They're trying to make sure that don't ever happen again because that was the only true threat to white supremacy. That's the only language they know is their own. Destruction and violence and death and lies and murder and stuff. Only theirs, when you're fighting back, that's a holy engagement when you're making sure nobody kills you. Finally, Dr. Ernest Rhoden's castrated bulls of the inner city. That was a literal program. Y'all play too much. In 1972, as a result of the Detroit Rebellion of 1967, the state of Michigan planned an experimental program aimed at control of violence, which included psychosurgery and chemical castration. This program was to be run out of the Lafayette Clinic of Wayne State University and headed by Chief Neurosurgeon Dr. Ernst Rhoden, last name R-O-D-I-N. I'm calling him Rhoden. You're Rhoden, R-O-D-I-N. It's about the pronunciation. I'm sure it's right, at least from the dictionary. I think it may be Rodin. Rodin was a collaborator of the Harvard Trio. He visited their project site and assessed their psychosurgery patients. Rodin was not satisfied with the Harvard Trio's results. He proposed his own psychosurgery experiment and got funding from the state to carry it out. Do you see how these white men got money from what? The U.S. Congress in one instance, the Harvard Trio? This man got what? Funding from Michigan? Watch this. He writes that the program Rodin and the state of Michigan plan was chilling. In a 1972 speech, Rodin spoke on the implications of the riots. Do you all see what scares them? What scares them is when we're in our right mind. When you're in your right mind, you know, oh, I'm not supposed to take murder and death without fighting back. People in their right mind know that. People in their right mind don't say, I forgive you to their killer. People who are in their right mind don't say the cure to that is voting. The voting became a strong trick. After that, real strong trick. And maybe that's the reason why the Democrats are attacking the black men the way they are right now, because that little rebellious spirit is showing up, even when it comes down to strategies of voting. I got to go. 1972 speech, Rodin spoke on the implications of the riots that had racked his city, and he proposed as a solution, not only psychosurgery, I'm going to pick up with this later, y'all, but also chemical castration of the urban males, which he compared to aggressive bulls who should be turned into docile oxen through castration. Would you like for Vicky to quote? I know y'all like Vicky always is giving us references. Yes, so that you can look at this yourself. I promise you this last quote, last bit I'm doing. Quote, in his speech, 1972 speech of Rodin, he spoke, watch this, quote, tolerance and encouragement of free thought is probably excellent for the high IQ bracket, but not advisable for the lower one. And one is reminded of the Roman saying, I know I'm getting ready to mess up this pronunciation. Quod licet Jovi, non licet bovi, which it translates into what is allowed for Jupiter is not allowed for the ox. The problem is that the ox may not recognize himself as an ox and demand Jupiter's prerogatives. I bless your gift, Otis. Did you all hear that? The last part he said is the problem is that the ox, that's you guys, specifically the black male, may not recognize himself as an ox and demand Jupiter's prerogatives. What is Vicky saying? What is this, your open enemy scientist, saying? Your desire for more than crumbs, Your desires not to be murdered, your desires for justice. They're telling you you're uppity and you don't know your place. So they have to do something about that. Our author says, in other words, the urban bulls agitate for better living conditions and for rights because they don't recognize their place in the hierarchical order. But much violence could be avoided, Rodin claimed, by castrating, quote, the dumb young males. Quote, this is another quote. You're welcome, Natty. Natalie says, thank you. G. Scott, I have no leader, I think, for myself. Listen, farmers, listen. Farmers have known for ages immemorial. Y'all listen to this quote. I promise you this is the last one. I know this is, y'all keep saying this is deep, 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 deep. I got to tell you the truth. I got to give you the inside. I know y'all be like, Vicky is always giving us some kind of article, some kind of reference, some kind of book. Yes. And don't come asking me about 15 other books that you done heard somebody else say. No, the books I give you are the ones I believe that's necessary for the war we're in now. Listen. In other words, no, back to the quote from Rodin. Farmers have known for ages immemorial. Listen to what he said. Listen to the mind of your open enemy. Farmers have known for ages immemorial that you can't do a blasted thing with a bull except fight or kill and eat him. I'm quoting him, y'all. I'm quoting him, family. The castrated ox, however, will pull his own plow. It is also well known that human eunuchs, y'all know what a eunuch is, right? That dedicated person or spiritual person who had been castrated, right? That has no male parts. Listen. It is well known that human eunuchs, although at times quite scheming entrepreneurs, are not given to physical violence. Our scientific age tends to disregard this wisdom of the past. The castrated ox will pull his own plow. That was another call for incapacitated Black males to serve the beneficiaries of the society. They want a return to slavery. This early proposal of the chemical castration of the inner city Black males is particularly important, as we will confront it again much later in the discussion. I want you all to know this, and I want you to notice this. Notice in all of the different articles and receipts and references that I give you, how the target is not only the Black male, but it is the urban Black male. It ain't rolling. Let's keep it. God, it's not the ones that's already in Congress. They ain't worried about that kind of Black man. No disrespect, but I'm just keeping it real. There's an energy and a power that they are afraid of. There's some kind of an ingredient, God, today, that's in that uncontrolled Black man that they're concerned about. Anybody worry about no rolling? They don't scare nobody. They bring you into the system, give you a job, and you good. I gotta go. And y'all gotta go too. I love y'all to pieces. Family, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Be sure to like and share. Join me tomorrow in my mastermind class. Join for $1 for the first 30 days. Clubvicky.com. I'm telling you, this is for the people that want more power and purpose in life. Beloved, make sure that you check out our store for business at flynubianbusiness.com if you want to start your own Black business. Flynubianbusiness.com. Somebody please put it in the chat. If you want to learn how to invest money, go to flynubianmoney.com. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. I want to see you on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Vicky X Dillard. Vicky X Dillard. Somebody just put in the chat, the darker the berry, the deeper the root. Ain't that what? Okay, that was a quote from Tupac, huh? Ain't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? And that's the reason why one of the main targets is also what? The rappers and stuff. It's not that we just say rappers are stupid and they shouldn't speak for Black society, family. They know how influential they are. They know the power and the magic of the energy that they operate in. You see? It's why they've weaponized hip hop. Not only by feminizing the Black man, masculinizing the Black woman and making her a hoe, but also sonically. Some of you all don't even know how they manipulate the actual energy of the sound, not just the words, but also the sound and what it's doing. And the reason why they don't push and encourage Black men to become scientists is because you might figure out something in the lab and you might bust these. So the Black men that work in those environments, that work in these particular places, they don't let y'all be tripping to me. How come they ain't gonna make me a CEO? Why won't they make me the top this and the top that? Baby, it's not because you're not qualified. It's not because they don't have the money. They don't want you to have access to the secrets of their demonic activity. That's what Spirit showed me. And I know I'm right. Some of these places, they don't want you in, baby. Ain't got nothing to do with the fact that they don't, quote unquote, don't want to pay you. It's also because it's a repository of secrets. Are you hearing me? You all good, Dual. Thank you, beloved. I bless you 1,000-fold, Queen. Do you understand? They don't want you in some of the high places because you might discover their wickedness. So they encourage you to become a ball player and a rapper. And then when you become those things, they control that also. I'm encouraging the unleashing of the big Black brain. I'm calling it the big Black brain unleashed. Somebody say hashtag let my people think. I got to go. Love you. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Be sure to like, share, 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 share.